As you can see, I actually based them and assembled them finally after finishing up some of the little touches on them. We're going to do a little bit of a wash on there, and once we're doing that, we're going to start on some of the heavy weapons, guys, I got here. So, let me just close my window a little so you don't hear much outside. And we'll get some of the Friday night gaming music, even though it's Sunday night. And there's no copyright as always, so we can enjoy the tunes while we paint. Alrighty. So, got here, get our water, get that. Now I'm not using much on there. It is actually just digging through my paints here because I am unorganized. Where did you go? Just some strong tone. Just something to kind of give it a little bit of a shade to it so you can see better details on most of the miniatures, and it's just a quick wash over each miniature. Kind of gives you an idea. Even though it's liquid, it's kind of like a really watery wash already. I still add a little bit of water to it myself, just to make sure it's a little bit more watery to add to it. So, and I'm just using something simple like a little flat tip because I'm just going over that. So, we shall begin. And before I do that, let me just adjust this because my phone has been on me all day, so I'm going to plug it in and give it a little bit of juice while we're doing this. There we go. So just real quick, what we do is we do a quick little wash to make sure that this thing is indeed washed. And we just go over it just to get it. And what this does is this goes in between the little cracks and crevices. Just really accenting, making it look like it's been very, kind of worn. It's good for these troops especially. Made my stormtroopers look very dirty, but that's okay because I was kind of giving them that, they've been out, in the thick of it all during this. So this one will make it not as bright, but it kind of gives them just that nice little look to them. And you can use these for practically any mini, especially if you want to give it a more washed, dirty look, if that makes sense. Sorry, wash meaning the actual wash that you used. And that'll make sure that these guys are prepped for battle. Even over the rifle, just to give it just a good look overall. Now you can't really see it too much on the camouflage guys. These guys, however, I was really banking on, especially because these are kind of a callback when I painted these ones. Sorry, put that right there. Kind of made them look like the old school, something in between Han Solo and the troops on the ship on the beginning of episode 4. Kind of a callback with the grayish white shirt with the vest. I should have probably gone blue on the vest, but that's okay. And this will definitely show off a little bit more, making the pants, making the backpack even look just a little bit more worn and weathered, which is what we want. We want that look, especially for these troops. And you see sometimes it globs on there. It's okay. Just get in between every which way. I'll even hit the face just a little. It's looking good. I never really did the eyes too much on these guys, but that's okay. They still look like they're really pretty good. Again, we're just kind of dipping in between. I know the joints on this one didn't go in too well. Probably should have glued it in. That's okay. Gives your characters character. I guess is the best way to view it. And we'll even get the head here. Got a little bit too much on there, but that's okay. Just kind of wipe it down. Okay. Alrighty, there we go. Looking pretty darn good. I'm just trying to give a little bit of life to these troops, giving them a little nice wash just to make it, just get in between all the cracks, crevices. There's another one. I got my little done pile there. Alright, let's get another one. And you could tell with these guys, hey, welcome viewer, I actually got a little lazy on the face, and what I did with them is I gave them that look like they were kind of our modern day special forces, where they're wearing camouflage on their face. So that's where I kind of got around that. Because eyes I haven't really done too much with yet. I wish I had something a bit smaller. I might even have to modify one of my own brushes to actually do that. We're just doing a quick wash on these guys, making sure they look a little bit more. They've been out in the rough. It's okay, get it wherever you need it. Just gives it more of a dull look. Gets all in between the details, you can see right there. Especially with that backpack. Definitely accents all the folds in the cloth. So there we are. Nice rebel trooper ready for battle. What I'm going to have to do with these guys is glue down some sand on there, and then we will have them ready to be tabled, and we will be, as I said earlier, I do have some heavy troopers that I will be doing here in a minute. So adding just a little bit more of that. And I'm actually going to add a little bit of water via my brush. As you can see, it just kind of shows the lines, kind of shows where you're going with this. Do my other trooper, who was more, again. This one was more. Again, how do I put it? I was saying with the other one, both of these guys are actually, sorry about that, I got a text, answer that later. Both of these guys were more or less inspired from some of the troops that you had on episode 4. So kind of the vest with, like, you know, the light blue or the gray shirt. Should have gone black on the pants, but that's okay. These actually look really cool. I like giving them khaki so they kind of just like they've been on any kind of world. They're ready to go anywhere. Because the other ones are going to look weird fighting in green camouflage in the desert, but that's alright. No big deal. I mean, heck, stormtroopers fighting white everywhere, so. And I think what I like that's done a lot with this game in particular, Warhammer has like a lot of you can customize, make your own like troops and everything. There's a lot more people have been kind of just freehanding it with like their troops on these, at least what I've seen on Instagram, whatnot. And these are the ones I'm really proud of, or I guess they were called Pathfinders, something like that. They were just kind of the scouts of the group, this little group that I made. So again, just kind of add a little bit of this wash here. Sorry if it feels a little heavy-handed, just kind of move it about. Get in between every little crack and crevice, that's fine. Even the face. The wash definitely helps with that too, just to get all your lines going, making it look more. Even that red shirt. And we'll even get that little scout piece. The back of the helmet here, give it a little bit more. That backpack. Yeah, kind of gives it a dirty wash, but in a good way. Give it look like it's definitely been out in the rough. Alrighty. That's that one, and the final one, my other one that I did just with a blue shirt. Okay, now I'll add a little bit more strong tone to that. Just a little, because I'm only doing one more mini, and then I'm going to switch over to the heavy guys. Start with the pants, because that's one that'll definitely show through. The rest of this might not as much, but that's okay, because we're still kind of giving it a nice look. Okay. And that definitely makes the leather backpack look better. And even his jacket looks pretty dope. I mean, his jacket was already looking worn and torn, but that was because I went from tan on the jacket on this one to the darker brown. Just on a whim. Okay. A little bit more in this area. go over the goggles. Just a quick one because we don't want to totally get them darkened because they do look like they have like a green tone to them, kind of like the ones from when they were on Hoth. They kind of had that green tone to the scouts there. But alrighty, that'll give you an idea of that one. Once that dries, it'll look pretty nice. Go ahead and wash my brush. And always a lifesaver, especially for cleanup. So I can get this free. These blue towels, you can get them at any hardware store. The paint section. Alrighty, now for these heavy weapons guys. They actually have a separate backpack and they're toting around. The Gatling gun version in the Star Wars universe. It's like a heavy, I don't remember offhand what it was called, but yeah. What to do for these guys, what to do? Maybe just an olive drab green? Maybe keep them like that? What do you think? Let's see, we have green skin. Could probably work with that. Just kind of get the basic done. I'll go ahead and work with the Warpaint's green skin, so I'll go ahead and use that. I'll take a quick sip of tea. Move that over just a little bit so I can get going. Yeah, we'll just go with the green. We'll do like the old school camouflage again. And what we might have to do is do this in parts. Because with the rebel troops, unlike the Imperials, the idea of doing sections of like their paints, so you gotta kind of do a little bit and then come back and like finish up details on other ones, Because you don't want to touch it while it's wet, unfortunately. But that's not a bad thing, though. It's alright. Okay, get around that pouch. Get all these little detailed nooks and crannies. I'm just kind of avoiding the little patches there, but that's okay if you ever hit them. You can always go back and modify it. Get right there in that little pouch. Right there at the knee. May even just leave it like this dark green, almost like he just had some, not the camouflage look per se, but just green pants. Like I've been thinking about, because I mean, like, it's cool to have them look like the ones from Indoor, but I like to kind of change it up, as you've seen in my last few troops that I did. It's always good. Just get these little areas here. Shout outs to me reminiscing tonight with a friend at work. I was talking about, this reminds me, do you ever remember the green ketchup that Heinz put out? My poor brother bought that for me and my nephews when I lived with them and my niece at the time. And there was something about it, like even though we all knew it was ketchup deep down, there was something about it where we looked at it and we just couldn't eat it. I don't know why. I couldn't dip my fries, couldn't do anything with it. And part of me thinks, I was thinking about that today. I don't know why that thought came up. Sorry, bro. Sorry, we couldn't eat it. We tried. Do you think that's some hard wiring when we were a kid? You know, when you're like from your ancestors, where it's just like, hey, green food or green bad, like when it's something like that, like when it's that bright green like that. I don't know. Think about that. I was thinking about that today. Just a random thought. I'm here working on this guy. I'm going to go ahead and give him a green vest too. Part of me wanted with these guys to actually do a, I could probably kit bash it later on, to get one and do the, like more than them using like the clone, like heavy gun, is them also wearing bits and pieces of clone armor that they painted with the rebel symbol on it. I think that would be dope just to see, or to even make one look like Captain Rex, like he's still fighting now with the rebellion, which was supposed to be the Republic, or the New Republic. That would be cool. Just a thought, though. And I accidentally hit that right there. I didn't mean to. That was going to be the part right there. I'll get that later on. That'll be a strap for his backpack. That's okay, though. We can always mod it. Always, always, always. I think I can get most of this model like pretty much almost done before I finish tonight. Because I might do the same with the other one. I'm just going to go green. Green's my favorite color anyway, so... Yeah, the synthwave music is awesome. How you doing tonight, viewer? Hope you're doing well. Tonight, today, morning, evening, whenever you feel like watching this. We'll also be uploading it to my YouTube. Okay, I think I touched that. That's okay. I'll get that. Okay. That'll look good. And for the middle here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, once this dries, I'm going to actually go with a lighter green, kind of in between. So that'll be his shirt. So not only there, I'll get it also on the arms later on. And probably like most of my other troops, just go like a dark brown for the gloves. So we'll let that go, and we'll start on this guy. Still have plenty of paint. And I think I'll go dark brown on the boots, probably, on both of these guys. My next bit of them to paint later on will be... Oh, that's someone else. That's someone else. Those are... Oh, no. Where'd they go? Oh, they are right here in front of me. I got a bunch of them. Looks like they're holding grenade launchers. A couple heavies. They look pretty cool. Can't wait to do those. And hit all these little parts right here. Color in that area. Get that little back bit of vest right here. Go back and get the other one right there too, because that looks like a part. It's just kind of peeking out there, and it's even peeking right here because it's part of their hoodie almost. Looks like part of like a hoodie part to the vest. Make sure to get that on the other guy too. So as you can see right there, and I'll get his helmet right now. And again, what I'll probably do for the top part, I'll probably hit it with like the lighter green. bitty bit right there. Perfect. See that? And it's weird because right here is there's a separate backpack on these guys, which is cool. So I might actually do the camouflage scheme on the backpack and leave them with plain green vests and pants. So good start so far for these guys. They're looking pretty darn good. You get that little bit like that. I can see that through my camera. That's magnified, if you will. Sorry, not magnetized. There we go. See just little details where some gray might be showing through more than I want. Showing through. See a little bit more there. Okay. Good there. That's looking pretty darn good, I'd say. Get right there. Check on this guy. Get this piece. Get real close to the cheek there. Make sure that this piece comes back. And we got that part there too. It's okay. Again, got the strap. Get that. That looks pretty darn good. And again, we're getting right to the edge toward the boot. Yeah, that's a pretty darn good start. Alrighty, so what we'll do, clean this out. What I'll do is I'll go for that more faded green. It's called Moldy Clothes. It's actually from a game called Zombicide. Same people who made it, the war paints, Army war painters. Not sponsored by them or anything, but they're really good if you're looking for a planing miniatures on a budget. And they still pretty much match up to anything you would get from like Games Workshop or anything like that. So I definitely sing songs of praise for their paint. And came out a little way, but that's okay. Because what I'll do, again, if it's a little chunky like that, I can add just a drop or two of water. And we usually have use this one because it's kind of splayed right now. It's not really working very well. Use that just to mix it up, make sure it's mixed right with the water ratio. It's okay. It gets right up to the tip because it's really not. This guy's kind of worn down, so I'm going to probably need new detail brushes I eventually get. As you can see right there, sometimes that does happen. That's okay. And we'll use this lighter green. I might have made too much of it. That's okay. What we're doing now, we're going to go ahead and do the detail now. Kind of feeling like I got plenty of time to work with it. So we will do the actual shirt on here, but also top here. Just doing a quick drab look. It's a little bit different from there. And we'll even do the brim of the hat. And again, it's okay if you hit that, because we could even come back, do some dark brown on the ear parts. Kind of like the way their things looked back then. And I can even do this part here. It's a different green. Kind of missed that on the last one, but that's okay. It'll look pretty darn close to it. And if I can get that, well, actually that's a strap, never mind. Same thing on this one. And it looks like I might get most of this guy done tonight, or both of these guys done tonight. Which won't be a bad thing. I could do the detailing off camera. Because I am itching to get this set finally done this year. And my pals can actually get to playing this game. Okay. So now I'm going to move on to the arms. I'm just going to give it a nice coat. Don't be afraid to hold it by the gun or anything like that, because you're not painting that just yet. That gives this thing time to dry. Do a nice even coat. Going up, even hitting the part that's not, like that goes into the socket, that's fine too, just so you make sure that it's nice and even. That'll give this one time to dry. Set it like so, trying to... Really wish I had my helping hands with me. That's usually just a little clip that'll hold it for all. So what I can do, try and balance that. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. We're actually jamming pretty good here. Got a nice pace for these guys. Okay. It's looking pretty darn good. Okay. Try and set that down so it doesn't touch anything and dry. And what I'll do, I'm going to go ahead and do this lighter green on here now. And then I'll come through with the darker green, kind of do some spots on there, on the backpack. Because it would be nice to kind of give it that really drab, really faded down look. And what I'll do is I might even do dark brown on the little part with the rifle, like the two straps holding the rifle down. These guys are literally armed to the teeth. I think I might even, you know what, this is gonna sound silly as hell. I do have some extra pouches and some knives from another like set that I did a while back, and they were just some generic looking Space Marines. Might actually add some of those to like a knife on like, you know, their boot, or knife something like, you know, on their side. Just be funny to see like rebels with like a vibro knife with them. Alright, the backpack's basically done, at least for the time being, that part. As you notice, I'm holding it by the rifle, so that's okay. What we're doing, we're just quickly getting in between all these little parts here and dipping it in slowly. Just doing a little thin coat. 2 thin coats is always good for anything like that. We're just giving it that worn down olive drab heavy equipment look. Again, like what many of the rebels had on Endor, but I mean they could probably be anywhere, so. So we'll let those dry. And the arms are drying pretty well, and those are. Don't think there's anything else I really need to do in green. Unfortunately, I put down a little too much. Part of me thinks perhaps with the rest of these guys, I'm not going to do an olive drab green. I want to give them something a little bit more, I don't know, maybe like even a blue or a brown coat or something like that. Just something a little bit more like, you know, Rebels, like they slap their equipment together and just like head it out. Because I kind of like that, even though I do have a couple of them that are kind of looking commando-ish. So I might actually, for the sake of argument, even do their stuff in yeah, because even theirs looks really. Looks like they're wearing robes almost, these couple of them that you could see right here. Sorry, I'm taking a look at them real fast. So I might do more like a brown or like a light tan on these guys, looking like they're. Actually, I think these are actually gals, but that's okay. I'll work on them in a minute. The actual troopers, I'm going to actually go ahead and keep separate. And what I'll do right now, sorry, I'm kind of brainstorming here while I'm doing this. Tell you what, I'll do their backpacks real fast, same thing. Hit a couple birds with the same stone. Yeah, I'll just do the same scheme on these guys, kind of something close to it. So what I'll do is I'll do that. I'll do the head part here, like we did before. And I can always come back with these guys and do like the darker green. It's not a problem at all. But what I will do though, as you can see with their shirt, looks like they're wearing a darker vest or like a deeper vest over it. I'm going to actually get a heavier coat, put it right there. So that'll show that. But with this one, I might actually do a lighter tan on the vest, because it looks like it comes down and it hits the put my finger up there, sorry. And we'll do that one more time. Now it's not much of a thin coat, but trust me, once that dries, that'll look pretty nice. Sorry, let me do a little bit more green there. And what I'll do is I'll do like a tan vest, kind of maybe that, because you can see, let me get one of their pieces. As you can see with their rifle, they have these heavy like sleeve right there. So it's almost like they're wearing a heavy sleeve, like almost like an armor maybe, I don't know. Again, so what I'll do is I'll do this part right here to make it look like they're wearing their vest and they're wearing a different shirt. The lighter green under it, the darker, maybe a darker green for the vest, I'm not sure. Come back and do that. That would look nice. Very olive drab with these characters, but that's okay. Kind of make them look like a unit, like they're rebels, so they're kind of slightly organized, slightly not. It's a little weird. Okay, and we'll do the other arms. Like I'm just actually making use of this Moldy Clothes line of paint. That'll look awesome. These characters. I'll get that little bit right there. Perfect. Still I hit that, but that's okay. Just try not to touch anything major there. Try not to touch it so it'll dry, and then later on we can come back and do the rest of the details. So that's looking pretty darn good. I got those. We'll do the other trooper right now, and then we'll probably call it there for the night, only because I'd like to get some video game time in later on. So we'll do the top part. And I can always come back and do the other details for that, and I'll definitely show you guys here on my Instagram. Twitter not as much anymore. Like that's kind of become a crazy house, at least right now with the whole political system going on. Whatever. Not my cup of tea. I don't know what to tell you. I know Star Wars politics. I know that. You know, Trade Federation, whatnot. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll do the little part in between. Like I said, very steady hand. Get that, and we can definitely see there. And right here, actually, just dabbing a little there to kind of show, and I can do that on the other one too. Real quick. Just a quick little... It's alright again, if you hit any other lines, you can come back and touch those up later on as well. Let me get the side backpack again, give it a little bit more heavy coating on these guys. Because we will be coming back later on to actually put in not only details on the little metal pieces, but I do also probably want to do a little bit of dark green, a little bit of black, just to make it look like they tried to camouflage that as well. That would be awesome. So we'll go ahead and leave that way. Check his backpack, that'll go ahead and definitely dry. And we'll touch this up a little. Again, once it starts to kind of dry to touch, it's okay to come back just real quick, kind of dab a little bit more on there. Okay, we'll check these guys. They're looking pretty good. Because once it dries, you can see the spots that you really kind of just need a little bit more on there. And there you go. I know they look a little extreme right now, but once they dry, they'll look more. I assure you, in real life, they look really really like the faded olive drab green is really what I'm going for with those ones. So I will definitely be happy with the results. And I'll let these dry, and we'll come back maybe tomorrow and take a look at some of the results, maybe put in more of the details as we inch ever so closer to finishing the starter series of Star Wars Legion. It's a fun game. Alrighty, well, I shall see you all later. Much love. Have a good night, good day, good morning whenever you're watching this. And peace out.